Why do I do this to myself? Seriously, I mean, I don't know why it comes to this. It just does. Monday Night Raw has really become a show with no excitement. Monday Night Raw has become a show with no excitement, and it's just starting to get predictable at this point. I'm really starting to get fed up with how bad this show is. And look, some of you may be thinking, some of you may be wondering, am I mad about what happened in the main event? Yes, but to be fair, this show was so bad that this show doesn't even deserve a rant. Some people may think, well, a show this bad does deserve a rant, but you know what? I'm not going to raise my voice. I'll definitely share my annoyance, but I don't want to rage. I know that may disappoint people who love my rants, but it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. The show began with Drew McIntyre and talking about he would become WWE Champion. Miz and Morrison coming out, or as I call them, the Piss and John Pewison. They come out and they talk down Drew. They talk down how they're gonna have the Money in the Bank. Then the Miz stupidly decides to make fun of Bray Wyatt, which is by far one of the most stupidest things you would ever do. Why oh why would you want to call out Bray Wyatt? Because you're just a complete fool. That's why. And then this all led to the first match being, I believe it was the first match. I'm trying to double check here. The first match was Asuka, Mandy, and Dana facing off against Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, and Lana. Because teaming up with the two women that keep slamming your ass through tables definitely makes sense. The reason for Lana doing it, because she was inspired by Randy Orton. Oh, that's so nice of you, Lana. That's so nice of you to realize that you were so inspired by our WWE champion. Screw you, WWE! You made a huge mistake! Someone was inspired by our WWE champion. Someone was actually inspired by the WWE champion, Randy Orton. Still doesn't change the fact that Lana sucks. She can be inspired by Randy Orton all she wants, but in the end of the day, it ain't gonna get her anywhere, now is it? But Lana says, unlike Randy Orton, the person she's inspired by the way, she said, unlike Randy Orton, I'm actually going to tag in and be a good partner. But not Shayna Baszler just straight up tells Lana, no, you're not going to tag in at all. You are going to stand on the apron and do nothing. And this was the match where Mandy Rose got injured. Shayna Baszler injures Mandy's arm. Now I know some people are going to say they wrote her off because of what happened last week. Listen, I want to make this perfectly clear. If they knew Mandy was already injured after last week, they should have announced her injury. They should have just announced her injury, just like what they did with Chelsea Green. They straight up announced that Chelsea Green broke her wrist, but when Mandy went down with her shoulder problem, they didn't straight away say, yeah, Mandy Rose is confirmed injured. So Shayna Baszler is responsible for Mandy Rose not being a part of the Survivor Series team. And I know that's hot, and I know she's a heel, she's supposed to be a bitch and all that shit. But in reality, but the reality is, her and Nia, they've been trying to get Lana off the team. They've been trying to get Lana off the team, but they take out the one person they don't want to take off the team. It doesn't make sense. They've been trying to get Lana off the team, but Mandy and Dana gets booted off the team because of their injuries. It just doesn't make sense. But yeah, Mandy gets injured in the match thanks to Shayna Baszler. And Asuka and Dana Brooke win because who do you think decided to tag in? Good old Lana. Our little old Lana doesn't listen. Little old Lana gets her ass kicked and eventually ends up tapping out. So that's what happened. She ended up losing, and what do you think Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax did? They set the table up. Nia was... I actually really loved Nia here. Nia was being a bitch. This is what you call a true heel. She was all like, oh, I was inspired, Lana. You did a good job. You belong on the team. And gave her a hug. I freaking love it. Like, I freaking love how... Like, I knew what was gonna happen. I was like, yeah, Nia's gonna slam her through the table. She's just trolling. She's just trolling. And Nia Troll indeed did do that. She was just trolling. And she said, psych, and then she just slammed her through the table. I did like that. That was pretty hilarious. I did like that. Then Mia Yim, or Reckoning, as they want to call her, attacks Dana Brooke, rendering her helpless to go into the Survivor Series team. And then you have good old Adam Pearce. I'll get to him later. Just straight up says, yeah, Mandy and Dana are being replaced by Peyton Royce and Lacey Evans. I really wanted it to be Charlotte and Naomi, but now that I think about it, just straight up naming them for the Survivor Series team wouldn't be a good return. So, I'd say Charlotte and Naomi, this definitely confirms they'll be back by the Royal Rumble. I think this definitely confirms they'll be back by the Royal Rumble because it just makes sense. It just makes sense to bring them back for the Rumble. You want to have Naomi and Charlotte, you know, make a return in an impactful way. The best way to do it is the Royal Rumble. So I say bring them back by Royal Rumble. Bray had a Firefly Funhouse segment, and Alexa Bliss was there too. Bray accepted The Miz's match and did some exercising and called Miz a jackass, which I did find funny. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say there. The New Day calls the Hurt Business the Jerk Business. Damn it, Kofi. Damn it, damn it, damn it. When he said that he had a good punchline for the Hurt Business, I was like, oh, please, I really hope it's the Lame Business. But he calls them the Jerk Business, and I was very upset. I was like, damn it, Kofi, the Lame Business. You should have called them the Lame Business. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. That did not happen at all. He calls them the Jerk Business instead. And then we had the New Day versed Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander for the Raw Tag Team titles, and thank God they had the New Day win. Thank God they had the New Day win, because I didn't want to see the Lame Business have more championship gold. The Miz faced Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt won with a hilarious moment with Alexa Bliss taking out John Pewison on the outside. I'm not gonna lie, that made me laugh a little. Just seeing John Pewison get beaten by a woman. And the piss ends up taking the piss. And yeah. All is history there. And Jeff Hardy defended himself against Elias because Elias was getting all angry. Jeff Hardy was getting angry, excuse me, because Elias keeps accusing him for running him over with the car. And this was probably the most angriest I've ever seen Jeff Hardy. Good job. And I know I didn't mention the Nikki Cross situation because I just don't care. Nikki Cross, I've lost a lot of interest in Nikki Cross, to be honest. Like, I don't know why Nikki Cross is wasting her time with a boring wrestler like Alexa Bliss. Why are you wasting your time with Alexa? Sure, you were her friend, but we never liked you as a team. No one liked the pairing of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. They are a bad pairing. They are a bad pairing. They were never really that great. They were only put together all because of Alexa's injuries. That was the only reason why they made Alexa a tag team with Nikki Cross, because of her injuries and because of what happened to her with her and Ronda when Ronda injured her, gave her a concussion. That's the only reason why Alexa was in the tag team division for this long. You know it. I know it. We all know. That's the reason why Alexa was paired up with Nikki Cross. It's because of her injuries and nothing else. So moving on from that, AJ Styles unites Team Raw because they were facing off against Retribution, and Retribution, they get their first victory. They get their first victory on WWE television. Congratulations! Congratulations, Retribution! You're finally getting victories. Congratulations. I really wanted to see more from Ricochet. I really wanted to see more interactions with Ricochet, because WWE made like a tweet, I think it was like last night, that they said, should Ricochet accept Mustafa Ali's offer to join the Retribution and all that stuff. So I guess you got that there, I guess. But yeah, Retribution won. Good for them. Glad to see they finally won something. And then we had Randy Orton facing off against Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship. And our good old friend Adam Pearce, I don't know who put this man in charge. I don't know who put this man in charge, but apparently he is allowed to make up the rules. He tells Randy Orton that he will defend his title against Drew McIntyre, but as Randy Orton was about to get himself counted out, good old Adam Pearce, the man of justice, decides to come out and tells Randy Orton, you're not going to get yourself counted out. I'm going to add a stipulation. I'm going to add the no DQ stipulation. And that right there is when I knew the result. By the way, I already knew this was going to happen just by them announcing it last week. I knew Randy Orton was losing the moment that they announced this match last week. I'm no fool. I'm not stupid. Some people were telling me, nah, Randy might slither away. I heard some people say Randy might slither away. I heard some people say, well, maybe Sheamus could cost Drew McIntyre. If Sheamus gifted Drew McIntyre something, Sheamus gifted Drew an outfit, a Scottish warrior-like outfit. I'm assuming this is what he was going to wear at WrestleMania. I can only assume that because, you know, it made me think that because it was a WrestleMania-like entrance. He came out with the sword and stabbed it down and fire was going off. It made me think that that was going to be Drew McIntyre's gear for WrestleMania. So I guess they just wanted to get it over with, I guess. Could have just saved it for next year, but nope. And also, Tom Phillips. I want to call out Mr. Tom Phillips here. He called this match with Randy Orton the most important match in the career of Drew McIntyre. So you mean to tell me, Mr. Tom Phillips, you mean to tell me Drew McIntyre winning his second WWE Championship and this match with Randy Orton on a random episode of Monday Night Raw is more important than his match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania? How is a match with Randy Orton more important than a match with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, no less? I don't know why they fed him that line. It was just like last week. It was just like last week when they had Byron Saxton call Oscar versus Nia Jax WrestleMania main event worthy. Now they're just throwing around, now they're just having their commentators mention WrestleMania main events. They mentioned Randy versus Drew as a WrestleMania match. Yeah, we've seen these two face each other enough. We don't want to see this match continue. We don't want to see this feud continue on until WrestleMania. But yeah, this was very predictable. I knew Randy wasn't winning. And Adam Pearce coming out, making the match a no disqualification match, just sealed the deal. And the fact that Randy was dodging the Claymore even more proved it. Even more proved my point. Randy Orton also, here's the thing. Randy Orton has a really good power slam. I love his power slams. I want to mention that. He's got a really good power slam. But secondly, I want to mention this, and this really irks me. I know there's not many people out there that like Randy Orton. Most of my friends aren't really big Randy Orton fans. And probably most of my followers probably are not much Randy Orton fans as well. But I just want to get this off my chest as a Randy Orton fan. And as this is the man that I idolize. This is the man I freaking idolize. This is the man that got me to love this business. This is the man that got me to love watching WWE. The fact that WWE completely did this man dirty, again, really pisses me off. They had him lose to Jinder Mahal in 2017 in his first title defense, by the way. Secondly, he has done the best work that he has done all year. This year, if you want people like we can all agree that 2020 has been the year of Sasha Banks and Bayley when it comes to the women. Some may say Drew McIntyre is the MVP of the men. I say Randy Orton is the MVP of the men because Randy Orton has done his best work this year. And I thought WWE gave Randy the title because of his work. Because of how great of a heel he has been all year. despite me not really caring, despite me not caring about Randy's feud with Edge, despite that I didn't really care about his feud with Edge at all this year, Randy has been a damn good heel. Randy Orton is one of the best heels in this company. I like him as a face as well, but he's definitely a better heel. But all I'm saying is, Randy has done his best work this year. And you're gonna screw him you're gonna screw him and do him dirty. Just so then you could get a match with Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns. Fourthly, if Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns was your idea of a match since the very beginning, then why the hell did you have Randy Orton win the match at Hell in a Cell? Why did you have Randy win? Why did you have Randy win if you knew Drew versus Roman was your ideal of a match for Survivor Series? Fifthly, this is not the only time that someone has won a title at Hell in a Cell and immediately dropped it back. Last year, Charlotte Flair, she won the SmackDown Women's Championship from Bayley. 9 days later, she drops the title back to Bayley. And then Bayley goes on a year-long reign. Randy Orton wins the WWE Championship, drops the WWE Championship back to Drew McIntyre 22 days later. This has to be Randy Orton's shortest reign ever. His reign when he lost the title to Jinder Mahal, that ended in 49 days. This easily has to be Randy's shortest reign ever. At least I think it is. I'm just disappointed. This man is my hero. This man got me to love this business. This man got me into WWE. And the fact that this man got done dirty again just really irks me. It really irks me how this man got done dirty again. People, don't trust me. Trust me when I tell you. People are like that with Sasha Banks too. We know how many times Sasha Banks has been done dirty throughout her entire career. Throughout her entire career, she's been done dirty all the time. Lost the title in every single defense. Always had a short run. We know Sasha Banks gets done dirty. Charlotte has been done dirty, as I told you about how I told you about with her winning the title and then dropping it 9 days later to Bayley. Charlotte has been a transitional champion before. Charlotte only had one long reign, and that was the SmackDown Women's Championship in her very first reign for 146 days. To me, WWE only had Randy win the title just so that they could have him as a 14-time champion. Kind of like Charlotte. People say, oh, they only have Charlotte win the titles just so then she can, get up there with Ric Flair. So then she could probably get up to that 16. To be perfectly honest with you, WWE shouldn't be doing shit like that. WWE should not be having people win titles just for the sake of a number. If you're going to make them champion, stick with them for a while. I'm fine with Charlotte possibly being a transitional champion every now and then, because the shorter she's champion, the better everybody is. The happier everybody is. More importantly, I want 2021 to be the year where Charlotte Flair goes through a whole year without being champion. I know that'll never happen. I said that this year that she should do that. But, this is WWE. I think it was either 2020 or 2019 I said that. I know I made a video about it. I think it was either this year or last year. I think it was last year. I can't remember. But I know I made a video about that years ago. But all I'm saying is Randy Orton got done dirty. That's all I'm trying to say. And I think it's unfair that, again, he is a transitional champion. Do you guys want to know when was the last time Randy Orton had a long and lengthy run as WWE champion? All the way back in 2013. He was champion for 161 days. That was when he dropped the title to Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. 7 years ago. 7 years ago. That's how long it's been since Randy had a good run. I really hope they have like a shake-up or something. Because I want Randy Orton on SmackDown. I want Randy Orton to become Universal Champion. Because I feel like the Universal Championship should be the one title. Because it's a title he's never held. But Roman Reigns is the champion. They're making him the face of that brand. But all I'm saying is, I'm just so disappointed that WWE did Randy dirty again. So that's all I've got for you guys here in this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that thumbs up. Comment your opinions down below. And please subscribe as well. I would greatly appreciate it. And I will see you all next time.